All right. Well, happy February. I think hopefully if we don't delete this video, we'll have Ian joining us this time.
Yay!
Yeah, he's always a fun one. So this is the third episode, the first one hopefully with Ian, and I guess we're gonna do a little bit of a different format, I think, this time. So we're gonna do plugs in the beginning, and then I'm gonna talk about some games that were released. Then we'll kind of go into our normal talking nonsense. That said, there really aren't many plugs to talk about. I mean, like I'm building the website. Obviously, check out all the information on the Instagram. It's all listed on the page. Always building I'm working on a site, a couple of games. Right now, an anagram game. Been playing around with the checkers game, just fixing some stuff and building some 3D models. So definitely when the website drops, check that out. It'll be everything's going to be free, so it's definitely worth your while to look into it if that's something you're about. But yeah, we don't have a lot going on.
Nope, not really.
Oh well, that is what it is. I guess it'd be best to kind of look at the games that came out this month, this past January. I think I'm really only going to stick to like the main consoles and kind of shy away from like the DS releases and the 3DS releases. I mean, if that's important to you, tell me, but it's just not what I'm playing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Super Smash Bros. Deluxe that was released January 11th. Onimashu Warriors. Ugh, never heard of that.
Me neither.
Smash Hit Plunder. That's a VR title. I can't believe that it's been that successful. You know what I mean?
The VR genre?
Yeah. I mean, because the first games that came out were ass.
Yeah, it was more gimmicky from someone who owns a VR system.
Yeah, maybe I just don't have one. That's why I'm talking shit. What else we got? We have Ace Combat 7. Damn. That came out on PS4 and Xbox One on the 18th. Same with Travis Strikes Again. I actually bought that, and like that was a lesser known, much more popular title on the Wii. But I really enjoy it. It's kind of like a hack and slash. Well, it is a hack and slash, but you can easily like get into a 2-player kind of thing. It's pretty good. I mean, we haven't played together yet, but I've only beat like the first zone. And it's super edgy. Like the dude is like red leather jacket and like everything's high contrast and it looks like it's like out of Neo Tokyo or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'd be fun though. I mean, I think you'd enjoy it. I think most people would enjoy it. It's not hard at all. It's like kickback. It's easier than Diablo.
Nah.
Like it's super simple. But you know, if you don't want to try and you just like want to relax, there's your game. Something called The Raven Remastered was released on the Switch late January 22nd. We've got Chaos Child and At the Gates on PC. I think Chaos Child's like an anime game. A lot of them on the PC right now. A lot of that crap. Like the audio visual novel things.
Like
yeah.
the light novel stuff.
Yeah, and like life simulators and dating simulators and
Yeah, I don't.
Well, there's a few that are funny. Like there's a pigeon dating simulator, which I think is kind of hilarious. But like that's just taking the piss out of
The genre in general.
Life of Strange 2 Episode 2 that released on everything. I know that there are a lot of fans of that. My Memory of Us came out on the Switch, and then the two big releases this month came at the end. We had Resident Evil 2, the remake, coming out on basically everything on the 25th, and then we had Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, coming out on the 29th. And if you can't tell from that reaction, I got Kingdom Hearts 3, and I fucking love it. I'm not shut up about it. Oh, man. So, I mean, that's all the releases this month, that have come out this past month. And I think we'll go over some of the February ones later in the podcast. But what have you been playing? I know I've seen you've been playing Spiderman, but have you been playing anything else?
No, I've just been playing Spiderman, the DLC to be specific. Like now that all of the chapters are out,
yeah,
I've started just running through them without having to wait.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause binge.
Yeah. So you were telling me earlier you were like you finished the first one. Have you gotten into the second one at all? Or
Yeah,
just, like, done?
Yeah. I've done a couple bits for the second one.
Yeah.
More along the lines of I've done the first mission because I started the chapter and they immediately drop you into some long ass combat mission generally, And so I spent a good 30 to 40 minutes trying to do that perfectly without screwing around too much, because I'm playing it in New Game Plus. So it's not exactly easy when they drop a bunch of dudes with rocket launchers and a couple big dudes that you can't hit with like Gatling guns that just fire for streams.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's pretty good. I like the storyline they're going for. It seems to all be about like the mafia, and Black Cat in the first arc is involved, but in the second arc you're just going after like the mafia don that's taking over Hammerhead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was about to say Fisk, but he was taken care of early. Yeah.
Yep.
Speak of the devil, there's a PlayStation Store thing on my thing, and it has Spider-Man.
Yay.
Well, I mean, I've been playing Dark Souls, which you still need to buy on the Switch.
Yep.
Which I've been really enjoying that. I mean, I've gotten invaded a couple times by some like major pricks, but
that happens if you
yeah.
don't turn off your online settings.
Yeah, I learned that lesson. I was like, so I had to remake my character. I was a pyro, and I decided to go for like a quality build. And so I just went, I started over so I didn't have to deal with the high soul cost late game or early game. And I got invaded like as I was playing catch up, nearly at the point where I was going to quit playing for the night. And this motherfucker set me back like a solid 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson. I will like, unless I'm playing with like a friend or whatever, I'm not going to keep that shit online.
Yeah, the only benefit to playing online is if you need to invite like help.
Yeah, right. I mean, I was playing with Jeremy the other day, and we beat like a couple of bosses. Like and it was so much easier with a real person, but like I can't imagine what I would have had to go through if we had like a long session, because the amount of just like, oh yeah, we're going to go do this boss. Okay, invaded the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
But they say they put you on the bottom of the queue and blah blah blah, and I should just get good, but nah, fuck those people.
You can't say that when like a level 90 shows up to a level 30 and just like royals them.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not fair.
Yeah, I had to deal with a guy like that was using like a full poison build, and I just like I didn't even have the items to combat his stuff because I was like level 20, maybe like level 18.
Yeah.
So it's just like stab dead. Okay,
it's like,
cool.
Oh, no antidotes? Bitch, you're out of luck.
Yeah, fuck you. Oh man. And no, but like I was saying, dude, the name of this month is Kingdom Hearts. Oh my god, that game. That's another one. You have to buy that game. Like anyone that owns a PS4 or an Xbox has to get that game. It is, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Being objective, there's a couple of errors. Like there's like the lip sync is kind of wonky at times. Like at any time where you would think that it's not appropriate, like not important, like for the lips to be synced, they're not super well synced. But like any major cutscene, they're pretty well synced.
Yeah.
And I can't tell like if they made the game in Japan and translated it, or if they just did a shitty job like syncing the lips to the words.
It's totally possible. Didn't you also complain a bit about like their body language?
Oh yeah, and especially in the beginning, it got better. So like by the time you get to the Pirates of the Caribbean zone, the body language is a lot like, I don't know, maybe they fixed it in the past couple of patches that came out, but the body language is a lot better at that point. But just like in Hercules' zone, the first zone that you get into, Hades' body language was fucking weird. Like he would emote a couple of seconds late.
Yeah.
So he would be like, I'm going to take over the world, 1, 2, and then he'd raise his arms, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like that doesn't physically make sense. It seems like he was on a weird timer. Still, minor complaints. The combat's super fluid, even if it is like very crazy, and like it's a very much an anime fighting game. So like there's a lot of flashing things, and you have to be like clicking all of the buttons in the right order to do the maximum damage, and like things are exploding in color on the screen. It's also Disney, so they can't show blood.
Yeah, that's true.
But God, it's such a good game, and like they've improved on so many of the mechanics from some of the older games. I really enjoy like the gummy ship editor and how they've kind of made that its own world to explore and put things in, I don't know, space or whatever you want to call it, the space between spaces. And oh god, it's so good. I actually want to fucking play now. I'm in Big Hero 6 world, and I've never seen that movie. I'm ashamed of that, but it's just so good. I think that's the last one. Unfortunately, I think that's the last world. So I'm kind of like doubling back and getting some stuff before I possibly finish the game. I don't know, because Kingdom Hearts does have a tendency to throw curveballs at the midway point of the plot, where it's like, oh, you've unlocked all the worlds? Okay, fuck you. Take your powers. All right, go back. Do it again, bitch. And they just like change everything, you know?
Yeah.
That was in the second game. I remember having to go back to worlds all the time. You got to buy it, man. God, you got to buy it. It's so good. They got the same singer that did the song in the first game to make a new song for this game, and it's awesome. And like they have voice actors that actually played the characters in the Disney stuff. Like I think the woman that sings Let It Go and voices Elsa is the actual voice actor for Elsa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elsa, that's a fun world. Well, it's an all right world. I'm a fan. I love that movie. So like I like it because when she started singing Let It Go, I just like straight put the controller down. I was like, awesome. Like you get
entertain me, bitch.
Oh, it was so cool. Well, because like they can't copy the movie directly, right? Because Sora's involved. So she does some debatably more badass shit with her powers. Like, and they're able to kind of go more in detail. And I would say, I've said I think that the texturing is better on this than it was in the movie. And my logic is the movie was cartoony. So like the textures on the skins were much more shiny, I guess, almost like cartoons or like plastic or whatever.
Yeah.
They were high gloss. Whereas in this game, I guess they're trying to show like how the textures react to the various worlds. So like skin looks more like skin. And so in that regard, Elsa looks more real in the game than she did in the movie. So like I'm watching it and I'm just like, oh shit, this looks awesome. Like, oh my god, she looks more like a person. And then she's like throwing they did do one thing that I noticed that I thought was kind of funny. You know how when she sings Let It Go and she turns her typical clothes into like that white gown thing?
Yeah.
They sexy it up a little bit in the game and give her like a hip sway and everything, and like noticeably. I thought it was hilarious because it's just like she like struts her shit in front of the window.
I guess that could be funny depending on how they did it. I haven't seen it.
It was like, it was a little awkward the way the hand went up, you know, because she did the girl thing though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a motion with my hand that you can't see, but and then like that's, at the end of the song she slams the door to go into like her ice palace. They do the same thing, but her hips are moving back and like just like left and right, and I'm like, she did not do that in the movie. It was just a creative thing I noticed. The Pirates of the Caribbean, like I liked that world, and I think I liked the Monsters Inc. world best in terms of just like the story and like fanning out on them. I mean, Toy Story was a close third in that situation, but by far the best mechanic in the game, Pirates of the Caribbean world. Fucking great place. You get a ship. They give you a ship just like Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, or Rogue, and you can just level up the ship and explore a much smaller map, obviously, than those games, and like disembark fluidly, no loading screen. There's a whole swim mechanic. It's so good.
It's fantastic.
Oh, that was like, in terms of mechanics and gameplay, I had to actually retch myself away from that world to do other stuff, because I was like, I could spend a solid 6 hours just like exploring the high seas. Also, it's a great place to grind. Like every ship you kill is anywhere between 300 and 700 experience. And they all have weak points. And the weaker ones that give you 300, you can insta-kill. So you can just like, boom, boom, you kill 10 of them, and you got a level right there if you're under-leveled for the zone. Like, I started 4 levels under-leveled and ended that zone at the level for the next zone. That's how ridiculous it was.
I believe it.
Dude, it's so good. Oh, my God. I wish, like, I know that this is unrealistic because they've already done, like, the iOS game, but if they had like a multiplayer where you could make a Keyblade warrior, like you could choose to be like a warrior of the light or a warrior of the darkness, and like you made like an MMO out of that, take all my fucking money. Like, just here. Oh my God. I real talk. It's so good. I could keep talking and babbling on and on and on about it, but eventually it'll just turn into like some tirade where I'm just like, and then this was good, and then that was good, and like I'm definitely gonna include video on this episode 100%, and then next month as well because I haven't beaten it yet.
I mean, I imagined you would.
You gotta. I mean, I think I have video for like this. Warhammer. I've been playing some Warhammer Inquisition. It's like a Diablo clone kind of, but in the Warhammer 40K universe. And that's pretty fun. I mean, that's literally a perfect description of it though. Like it doesn't reinvent the wheel at all. It gives you a central hub just like Tristram, and you just go from place to place to place and unlock that whole zone. It's actually it's bigger than Diablo, but it's smaller than Diablo because Diablo has that like open world kind of feel where you just go through a loading screen and then you have this big map. This is, you're in space and you're flying from location to location and it's smaller maps.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's the same. You can even amp up the difficulty to like hell or whatever, just like Diablo. Good, not worth $60, but good. And if you're a 40K fan, like you'll like it. I like Warhammer 40K's universe, so like of course, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we looking at next month? Oh my goodness, there's so many good games coming out. My wallet hurts. We got Ace Combat that's coming out for the PC. It looks like they're doing a belated or a delayed release there. The Occupation, that sounds depressing.
That sounds like an office simulator.
It's a government office simulator, yeah. I'm going to get some, not like anybody listens to this, but like I'm going to get some fucking angry dude. It is not an office simulator. No. What do we got? The Walking Dead. I've heard nothing but horrible things. I think this is the clone of like Left 4 Dead, the Walking Dead clone, and people have basically been like, this is shit, don't buy it, it's garbage.
I believe it.
Ever since like Alpha. Total War 3 Kingdoms comes out on the PC. That's if you're a strategy fan. Blaze Blue for the Switch. I mean, let's be real. If you want a good fighting game for the Switch, DBZ Fighters. You got to get DBZ Fighters. That's like the best one on the Switch right now. Well, I mean, Smash. You need to buy Smash. But like, when I think of a fighter, I think of like a joystick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess.
Like 1v1 kind of style. Even though Blaze Blue, I think, does that weird like anime Switch thing. Whatever. God Eater 3, PS4 and PC. That's February 8th.
I might buy that.
Yeah?
I don't know.
It looks more like Monster Hunter World than God Eater 2.
I'll see. I'll wait until it comes out, and then I'll like watch gameplay and like reviews and whatnot, because God Eater 2 was fun, but like it just drags on for so long.
And you just hit things, and there's no mechanic. Like they didn't program in a mechanic to have like parts fall off or anything crazy.
You just crack them.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, okay, you change the texture kind of, but like I know how you do that, and it's not hard. Like they didn't. It's hard to make parts fall off. You know, like what they did with Monster Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's worth looking into. I mean, I'm gonna check it out. We've got. I'm not even gonna mention that game. But no, I am, because I'm gonna make fun of it. Monster Energy Supercross 2.
What the fuck is that?
That's a video game. It's basically product placement 2.
That's nuts.
Wow. Well, fuck them. Crackdown 3 is coming out in February. I know there's some fans of that series, though I'm not a nah. I know it's like what is it like? What are those great? It's like Grand Theft Auto kind of, but it's got like,
with a destroyable world.
Yeah, and like superpowers kind of. I mean, I'm not doing it justice, obviously, and fans of the series would know more about it, but I played the first one when it came out, and to me it just seemed like Biohazard, but like more fun and less edgy. Oh, we got Far Cry New Dawn coming out. That's like their post-apocalyptic take following Far Cry 5. It might be all right, and it's coming out at a base price of like $39.99.
That's acceptable.
It makes me think, though, that what they did is they just reused a lot of assets, and like they're putting this out almost to compete with like Rage 2 and Fallout, which they like those two franchises, even though Rage is only going to be its second. The first game apparently was so good that they have like a cult following. So it's going to be tough to break that market. I mean, they could do it, but Far Cry has a very tried and true formula that they don't seem to like to stray from, you know?
Yeah, so it really makes you wonder if this is just going to be like
Far Cry 5.1.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got Jump Force. That's your melee fighter from the Shonen universe.
Yep.
Yeah, that looks good. The graphics look beautiful. Like, Goku's skin looks like skin. But I don't know if it's, like, I have Jump Stars, and I don't know if the $60 price tag is worth it to me, just for another Shonen crossover game. But, Anthem.
Anthem is going to be awesome, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, right? Fingers crossed. Anthem's coming out February 22nd, and I've heard some, like, rumblings that EA might be trying to fuck with the release, but I have hope. I have hope that it's going to release well with minimal issues. We're going to get a decent game that's like Destiny having a love child with Monster Hunter World and a flight simulator.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But yeah, you know, fingers crossed that doesn't suck. Again, February 22nd rather. Didn't mention Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the trilogy, and I'm only bringing that up because apparently it's coming out on the Switch, PS4, and Xbox One of all consoles. It's been like a DS exclusive for forever. That's the Objection lawyer game, the anime one. Yeah. I had a few of them when I was younger. I like to think that I was smart when really it was just like an observation-based game, but I was a douche. So Metro Exodus, that's coming out on the 22nd. There's some controversy about that because the publisher decided to remove or not sell it on the Steam store, even though they had already promised to. And then in doing that, they like fucked over some people that intended to buy it through Steam because now you can only buy it through their portal. And apparently, according to the people that have done that, their portal is kind of shit. So like,
oh no,
yeah, it's basically just like a launcher and that's it. So you don't have any like support or achievements or any of that shit. So people aren't really happy about it. I mean, at least they agreed to honor people that already pre-ordered through Steam. They'll get copies, but they're doing like a delayed release to Steam. And Steam is not happy about it. Everybody that's listening to that, they can research that in their own time, but it's a bunch of video game internet drama. Rest of the games aren't super important. We have Anno 1800. It's a strategy game. Dirt Rally. You can guess what that's about. And then Lego Movie 2, the video game. Which, did the second Lego movie come out?
I don't know.
Shit. I should look that up. But that seems to be everything that's coming out next month. I do want to note that Wargroove, I just found out that Wargroove came out on the 4th. Wargroove. And I've been like waiting for that for so long. It's basically a kind of like a clone, even though it's made by a development studio all by themselves. It's inspired by the Advance Wars series, and it's on the PC and Switch and PS4, I believe. So definitely check that out. Or no, it's on the Xbox One, PC, and Switch now, and it's coming out on the PS4 soon. So boom, yeah, that's all the releases for February, and I think that's a good place to stop. I think it's good. Yeah, you got to play some more games so that I can poke and prod you about shit. Like, hey, what are you playing, man? What are you doing? I'm gonna get you to buy some stuff.
Yay!
Are you? Oh God. All right. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful February, and yeah, that's it.